He doesn't want to talk about it
He didn't mention 911. We had Hillary plants in the audience. We had it on CNN, a liberal network. You had your libertarian, Ron Paul. What else do you...
So do you agree with McCain that Ron Paul was responsible for Hitler's rise?
Hey, I don't like Ron Paul. I think you guys are trying to infiltrate our party with him.
He's not.
And I'm going to tell you something. I don't
He's
like
to the
him.
right of you guys.
And I don't like the question about the Bible last night, where you're making our candidates run away from the Bible, where they're saying, "Hey, the Bible's allegorical." I don't know what allegorical is. I do know that the Bible is the book. And I was happy in that. You know, I thought our candidates did good on some questions, but at the same time, I was a little disappointed. Because I would have just walked off the stage. I'm going to tell you that right now.
You think it's CNN's fault that your candidates didn't have anything strong enough to say about the Bible?
No, the questions were all liberal plants. Okay, do you understand? You guys are very effective right now. You're sneaky little liberals. And I'm going to tell you something. One of our candidates is going to emerge from these ashes. I first thought it was going to be Fred Thompson, but he's a little sleepy.
Yeah, a little? That's an understatement.
Okay, then you got Rudy Giuliani. I thought it was going to be him, but now he's running away from 911. He's fallen for your trick.
Well, not only that, Joe, Rudy Giuliani is also mired in a scandal, using public money to finance his affairs with other women, getting his girlfriends, NYPD escorts everywhere. And
hey, Jeff, and you liberals with Bill Clinton, you don't know anything about scandals. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now.
Bill Clinton wasn't putting his girlfriends on the public payroll.
Yeah, and what do you think happened to Vince Foster, Mr. Conspiracy Theorist?
I have no.
Oh yeah,
he killed himself. Didn't he leave a suicide note?
Suicide. Yeah, everything's innocent.
Do you have evidence otherwise?
What?
Do you have any evidence otherwise?
Well, I have more evidence of that than I have of your theories that the Muslims didn't bring down those buildings.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
What is your evidence?
My evidence is what they call the internet. In Rush Limbaugh.
So yeah, we have one of those too. We have an internet in the liberal side as well.
Yeah. You know, Jeff, you've admitted you don't listen to Rush Limbaugh, so how can you even say that you have any reasonable information to begin with?
Because there is no reasonable information on his show. It's all just whatever he just pulls it out of his backside.
I'm going to tell you something. A Christian's going to be our president.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. Boy, you're going out on a limb on that one there, Joe. We've had a Christian for president since, let's see, 1789, I think it was.
Hey. It doesn't count when it's a liberal because you people are nothing but atheists. Are you a Christian, Jeff? I want to ask you right now. You always asking me questions.
You've asked me this before. I was raised Catholic, but I'm not a practicing Christian. I don't go to any church
what
anymore.
Are you?
Probably a deist, like our founders were. I believe that there's a higher being. I don't believe he necessarily has any place in our government or is telling us who we can hate.
Sounds like another word for atheist for me,
No,
Jeff.
Atheist is different.
I want to tell all your listeners that I listen to this program for one reason. I hate all liberals.
And that way, so you come here to get your hate, to get angry, or why do you come here?
To spread the truth in the sinner's home.
To spread the truth? What truth do you have for us today?
The truth is conservative.
What is that? What is that? That's just a phrase. What does it mean? What is the truth in that?
You tried your best, and you failed miserably. The lesson is never try.
The truth is conservative, is whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Again, that's the problem with watching or listening to the Rush Limbaugh show. You get the slogans, but you don't get anything behind it. When there's no follow-up, there's nothing there when there's a follow-up question. What do you mean by that? What is that? What is that? What is that about? I don't know. That's Joe, I guess. Let's take a break. Come back. Got more stuff. Got a lot on this Giuliani story.
When Bill Clinton was doing things like that,
but he wasn't billing the government for it.
Please,
he wasn't hiding. Wasn't spending $3,000 every time he had his little dalliances.
Jeff, you got to understand. If I got on one hand, I'm worried about Rudy Giuliani and maybe playing around. Yeah, I'm sure maybe he did. I don't approve of that, obviously. But the point I'm trying to make is, or the fear of terrorism. I mean.
But what has he ever done with regard to terrorism?
I saw him on 9/11, and he was amazing. I mean it.
What did he do?
Jeff, you ask me this all the time.
Right, and I'm trying to find out what this great leadership was.
Okay, let's compare.
He went on TV a bunch.
Let's take this by the numbers. Let's do comparison. You had New Orleans underwater. Ray Nagin, Democrat. He looked lost. And I understand it was a different situation. Rudy Giuliani came out in the street. He got control of the situation, and he did other things too. Like one of the Muslims wanted to give $10 million in New York City, and he told him to take the $10 million and ride off into the sunset with
Why?
it.
Why is that
He
a
also
good
cleaned
thing?
up a lot of the
Joe,
dirty...
why is that a good thing to turn down money that could have helped the people there? There are still people who work
I don't
on
want
that
any
file
money.
who don't have health care.
I'm going to tell you something. One of the things I'm upset with President Bush is he's getting too involved with these Muslim countries as far as the Citigroup just got bailed out by Dubai. I mean, what is that? He should have stopped that. And I'm going to tell you something, Jeff, and I'm going to try and stay calm and easy, but I think this country is disintegrating because I think in some ways you guys, right now I'm winning. I got my war. I got my tax
You love
cut.
the war. You love the dead bodies.
Well, I
you
didn't
love
like
the
it
smell
at first,
of burning
but
flesh and all that great stuff.
even Murtha says the war is going in our favor. But let me tell you this: I'm winning now, but my fear is that tomorrow, that the voters they're very fickle, and they may put you atheist liberals in that White House, and it could be ball game over for my country. And I'll tell you something: it's got me nervous. I'm giving you credit, Jeff. Your movement, whatever you call it, MoveOn.org and all this crazy liberalism is starting to work, and your audience is going to get their way, but their way is going to put this country under once and for all. Goodbye, country, because already, Jeff, since you guys got in office like a year ago, this country's already going down the tube.
Joe, we've been sliding down the tubes for a long time. The Democrats have done very little in the year they've been off.
No, the economy is down.
Yeah, the
gas
economy
prices
is
are up.
Exactly, and that's been going on since George Bush took office. Joe, gas prices were $3 a year ago.
See, okay.
You can't blame George Bush. The guy's from the oil business.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
Everybody in his administration initially came from the oil business, and all of a sudden we're paying $90 a barrel for oil, $3 a gallon.
Jeff, with all respect,
that doesn't smell funny to you, Joe?
Jeff, with all respect, it was up to you liberals. We'd be putting a ear of corn in